Hey folks, what is going on right here, and welcome back to episode of Cards and Castles Casting Conflicts, where today, of course, we have another new debut, if you couldn't already tell by the title. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 and see how this new rookie performs. Alright folks, and welcome back to the episode here of Casting Conflicts. We've got Asteroiy taking on the debuting Vicious here, so a little bit of Pirate Warlock taking on Warlock Viking, and with me, is Beastly again, and seeing that special card in his hand. Oh, there it goes, Beastly.
Why, Red? Why do you sound disappointed that I'm here? I don't understand.
I'm not disappointed. You just bring a different atmosphere than some of the other
Yes, yes.
co-casters.
I'm in my happy place right now.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to take you out of that and bring you into the matchup here, as we're going to start off seeing a early Lumberjack here, aggressive as well, so nice to see that from Asteroiy. Turn 1, we'll see if Vicious has got a response here, but what do you think we're going to see from both of these players here? Obviously,
Well, we
uh,
saw the peek at the dinos from Asteroiy, so I definitely think we're going to see that dino aspect come out.
oh,
Um,
that's right, and Magma
and
Sword as well.
yeah, I can almost guarantee Vicious is running his deck that he ran in the tournament.
Yeah,
His
the red blue undead then.
Yeah, yeah. He's kept on editing that over the past couple months,
Sort of like
maybe
his
month or
comfort
two.
deck in a way, right?
Yeah, that it's like his spirit deck.
Right. So looks like we're going to see the Elvish Thief turn 2 after a Lumberjack counter in the previous turn here, which gets met by the Fear. So pretty standard stuff from both of these players so far here. We're going to see the ramping Southport Captain, which is quite interesting. Nothing really in Asteroiy's
Hmm.
hand I would ramp into at this point. I mean, the Armory
I would have
next turn
said,
anyway.
yeah, I would have thought Magmasaur. That's really weird. Yeah,
Ooh,
that Fire
Fire
Drake.
Drake going to
Oof,
pick up some value here.
big, big value.
Oh, that's a good pull, though.
Oh,
The
oh.
I don't know if that was planned or not, but hey, T-Rex ramp, he can do that. Trade away the captain as well. But Fire Drake, an interesting card to come out of.
Fire Drake. I guess it makes sense if he has Raka. Like, why not?
Maybe, but
So he's gonna choose to go this route. Okay, all right, I
interesting that he's
respect it.
well, I guess prioritizing the damage because anything that goes into captain will take 4 instead of 2, so maybe that's why he goes for the damage there. But T-Rex hitting the board as
Yeah.
well, which is great to see. Looks like Asher wants to set up the armory for turn 5. We'll see how Vicious responds to what's on the board currently here. Gonna need something to definitely deal with that T-Rex, because that could get scary at any moment.
Yeah, if you had like flames, so ooh,
Oh, that's not the card. It's not the card.
that's you're in some scare. Oh no, we
What?
know what happened. He just needs to hold back that T-Rex, and then bad things will happen. I think he's gonna opt for the Megmasaur.
Well, looks like he's hesitating at the moment on the armory. Yeah, I mean, probably
He's
setting up the
he's gonna do
Magmasaur.
the he's gonna fear first Megmasaur, see if he can pull another
Oh
Megmasaur.
no, blue
Oh,
fire
he
in the
might go for
hand.
the blue fire. Oh,
Yeah, looks like he's going to do it.
ay
There's a bit of a
ay ay.
delay here,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
the blue fire goes through. Southport eliminates Darkbender, and that leaves Vicious in a not so advantageous position here. And we have the next turn of a dinosaur nest potentially. So, uh,
I would honestly say I if the T-Rex is still alive, definitely Dinosaur Nest. If it's not, Megmasaur Armory.
and it looks like it's not going to survive here. Vampire has to be the
Magmas
connection.
yeah,
Yeah.
Megmasaur Armory. That's gonna be the way.
So we're going to see again somewhat of a delayed connection there, which is fine. Armory comes out, Magmastar just like we predicted, and another 3 ding from the Southport captain. Now things aren't really looking good for Vicious here, but there is room for a comeback. Dragon's Fire turn 6 can clear this board and deny that dinosaur nest and leave Asteroiy with a dead turn. But again, the priority has to be that Magmastar. Lucky he's not going to be able to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well,
He's going to battle ready
we
to keep that White Knight, though, which is fine. But again, knowing
ooh,
Dino Nest
Dagger
is a
Storm.
card,
Ay,
yeah,
ay, ay.
oof.
Oof.
That's going to be a
I would
fat
ch- I would
Magmasaur.
I would take the hit here with the I would put him down because that explosion is pretty worthwhile. Yep, there we go.
So basically, Vicious now has to deal with this 5/6 Magmasaur, or else the game is over, which he can certainly do in these colors, but it's going to be difficult for him, I would say. The White Knight's out of position. He's got three dinosaur babies in the back there to deal with as well later on. Looks like Salahar Rider comes out, weakens him a little bit. That's great. White Knight. Okay, can we get the final
Needs
card?
another cell. Oof, he
Oh
doesn't have it.
no, he
That's
doesn't
tough.
have it.
Oh, also, I forgot to predict how many Dragon Fires. I predict zero. So there you go,
That's a
100% of
lie. There was
predictions
one in the
again.
hand. There was one in the hand.
There was
In
not
the
one in the hand.
in that pre-mulligan hand, there was one. We did see
No,
one.
no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count, Red. That doesn't count.
Well, with that being said, folks, game number one does end in a quick manner. So, curious to see how both these players feel about that. You want to go ahead and talk to them now?
Oh yes, I'm very excited.
All right, let's go ahead and get to that. All right, folks, and with that being said, match number one did come to a conclusion here. We're back with both players here. Asteroiy, you came out pretty strong in that one. The dinosaurs really doing their work here. Go ahead and talk to us about the deck choice on that, and how'd you feel going into the match?
Yeah, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I don't want you guys to talk about like my hand too much or anything on that one, because you might give away. So just throwing that out there.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah, okay.
that went.
We won't give away your hand.
We went with a pretty good start. We had Lumberjack and Captain, and then after that, I hit Tyrannosaur really good. I noticed pretty early on that he seemed to be really low on units. He wasn't able to like trade with me or put down any bodies on some turn. So I figured the best option put things on the board and rush him down. And so that's what I did.
It seems fair and it seemed to work out quite well. I think really just the dinosaur pressure and the lack of responses really helped you in that matchup. But BC, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I think Asteroid's secret plan there was to get the Eye of Flame out, which he definitely did have in his hand that whole time. So yeah, sorry, Asteroid, I kind of revealed your secret there, but oh no. Yeah, that's it.
Right, but over on the other side of things, Vicious not as successful in the debut matchup, but yeah, I think you had a bit of a rough scenario here. So talk us through that matchup for you and how you were feeling.
Yeah, so when I saw red green, I wasn't expecting to play against dinos. And the moment I saw T-Rex, I knew I had to kill him before turn 6 because the nest was most likely gonna come. So that's what I kind of prioritized at that point. Uh, but yeah, the last four cards I had in my hand were two Yenaroth and two Rakanoth.
Oh,
So yeah, I
Ooh.
kind of had to break pretty hard, so there wasn't much I could have done at that point.
yeah, I kind of feel you here. It kind of was looking a little spotty when we know that you couldn't deal with the, things like the T-Rex or the Southport Captain as quickly as you probably could have with those colors. But hey, I mean, bricks happen to all of us. It's not really something new in this game here, right? Isn't that right, Beastly?
Yeah, I've had several bricks against red.
I mean, yeah, well, I was gonna mention if you had anything else to add to that, but I guess is that your addition to the conversation, Beast?
Yeah, well, I was just saying it's an interesting deck choice. I really do like the red blue. It's a fascinating one to play.
I didn't really see much of the deck, so curious on maybe if that will come back in the future. But with that being said, folks, we do have a game number two to get to, so let's go ahead and jump into that right now. Alright, folks, and we are back for game number two. And of course, Astra bringing back that same Dino deck here. But look at that hand. Not exactly what he might have wanted to
Oof.
see. Maybe Magmar helps it out. But Vicious coming
No,
out with the
that's
Warlock Crusaders.
Ooh, I got a good feeling for Vicious here. I think he's gonna have this one in the bag maybe. We'll see what happens though.
Alright, so that Magma Sword being placed up top, we know it's probably just to help out with the Dino that's in hand. We'll see if Vicious decides to snipe it off at turn two. Not sure if this is more of a knight focused deck. Might look like it from the Quest Ignite choice, but we'll just have to see. But you are mentioning that you do favor Vicious Beast. Any reason as to why at this moment?
The burn. The burn. If Vicious can do the early burn, the early hits on face, he will definitely secure this for himself.
Hmm. interesting point to bring up here. But now Asteroiy put in a tough position thanks to that priest. He can, he can take out the questing knight with the combination of blacks and the magma sword, but that does leave his magma sword dead in the water as well as a traded blacksmith. So he's in a pretty tough position here.
I'm thinking this could be no interactions, and if it is, I think Vicious can definitely win this just by getting the early damage on face, and then just following through with burn in the late game.
Right. And also cutting off these dinos where it matters to where Asteroiy can't get any nest value.
Yeah,
If he
Dinos is
can.
really about piling those up. Yeah, he needs to be able to build on the Dinos, but if they all die, it's kind of pointless.
So he is going to go with the blacksmith combination there, and actually opting to hit the priest. So trying to save his magma sword here with a blacksmith guard. So this leaves Vicious to take the additional 3 damage, but I think he might at this point try to consider getting that magma sword away if he can. At least I certainly would here if he had to go through the lengths to protect that magma sword the way he did. Definitely means he's holding on to something like maybe Baby Dino or a nest, but we can clearly see in Asteroid's hand the nest currently is not present. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm hoping that he can kill the Magmasaur here. It would help his chances immensely.
I think he's really considering if he should bolt it or not, and I would say yes, definitely 100% bolt it.
I mean, I would say probably bolt the blacksmith, so that way you have a fully health questing knight to interact with. But looks like he's gonna go for a blacksmith connection and then push a cleric aggressively. So
Huh.
interesting there.
It's a good move.
He can actually
I mean,
repeat the play if he wants to, Asteroiy here, because I'm looking now. Blacksmith clears out the questing knight, right?
he
And then,
could. He doesn't look to have gone. Okay, I think he is gonna go for it.
oh, he's gonna go for the Magmasaur cleric takedown. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Okay. Now
That's
I'm favoring. I've switched. I've switched teams. I'm favoring Asteroid now. I've switched
wow,
sides.
such a
It is
loyal
no.
supporter you are.
Oh, he didn't get on the Magmasaur. That's very sad.
Well, Asteroiy gonna have to take a dead turn here. Actually, can't play anything based on that hand, but we do see a dirty combo lurking in the deck of
Yeah,
T-Rex
that
Swordsman. That's gonna be
T-Rex
gross.
swordsman is nasty. That's just nasty. Nasty combo.
Yeah, but for now, Magmasaur advancing 1 and passing back, so kind of alerting Vicious that his hand is maybe more later game focused potentially here, which is fine. If I was Vicious here, what would I do though? Is the question. I mean, Magmasaur, I would have to say you might want to remove it from board here. At least that kind of nullifies the T-Rex buff that's going to come out eventually in the next turn. But yeah,
Yeah, I would be quite surprised if Vicious does manage to take this back. I just think he's in a very bad spot against the value dinos can put on the table with only 3 damage on face currently.
so White Knight going to be the card to come out here, so that Magmasaur will live to tell the tale for another turn or so. And yeah, White Knight is a setup here, although notice how he's putting his knights back. That kind of alerts me that Vicious might have some Lumi plans in the works.
Maybe Lumiraka, something like that.
I would say I would have to kind of assume at least Lumi for sure, because why else hold such weak units like the Horseman back when you can kind of use them? Granted, Magmasaur is a very problematic card to play around with that explosion
Yeah.
damage, but I mean, I like the aspect of Lumi here. I don't think we've seen the well, no, we did see the coin. That was
I'm
turn
gonna
one
make the
questionable.
I'm gonna make the prediction that Vicious is running Raka in this deck, just based off the fact that both of those knights are
Undead.
undead, as
Yeah.
well as knights. So it's a very nice dynamic. Again, I could be wrong. He could just be running a straight Luminaris deck, but I have the feeling he went for a little bit of an interesting matchup.
I don't like this position though for him because you see
Yeah,
the
this is
swordsman in
not.
hand, and that's gonna go ahead and just rush right on in,
That's not
unopposed.
what you want to see. Not what you want to see.
I don't like his chances here either of dealing with this. I mean, we could see
Yeah.
something like a Dragon's Fire, but you're still taking a hefty amount of damage in general on the castle, and you still
Luminaris
leave
would be good here.
T-Rex. You think so?
Loon, yeah, Lumi. Well, it takes out the. Oh, I guess we're not
Oh,
going to see
where are we
Lumi.
going?
Oh
All right,
no.
so there's one.
Oh, he's got the frog
Oh,
friends. That's a nice clean. Okay, all right, that's good.
Very nice. So, of course, Frog Prince not going to be as much in bringing the heals. Oh,
Oh,
god damn it.
stop, stop, stop.
Oh, no.
Give the man a break. No, stop.
Well, there's the
What a
11-12 T-Rex. The Magmas are pushing for 6. Will be
jeez,
feared back by
man.
the T-Rex as well. I think this
Jeez,
pretty much stamps
he's not chilling.
this is the finisher here. There's
He's not
nothing Vicious
chilling.
can do.
That T-Rex and the Magmasaur combo where he fears it back after getting hit, that's also dirty. That's just a dirty play.
Well, a little bit of
Oh,
relief there. Salahar connecting to the T-Rex,
you
although
gotta have the Lumi. You gotta have the Lumi.
yeah, I would say you got a Lumi from the Frog Prince that connects and removes the T-Rex. It doesn't kill the Magmasaur, but Magmasaur can't kill. There is the connection with the resolve, so
Come
alright.
on, you gotta have it. You gotta have the Lumi.
Some units being positioned
Yeah, if
here. Oh, he
oh,
doesn't have it. No.
no, that's just game. That's gonna be explosion. Oh, oh, you face walk?
No. I think he
No,
still
that's
has
still
it.
game.
Blue
That's still game.
Firebolt
Still
and
game.
Dragon's
Oh,
Fire.
also, I make the prediction that he's gonna get
Shut
one Dragon's
up.
Fire
You
this
did not
match.
make that prediction. You can't do it
Look, Red.
this late in the
Look,
match.
I may or may not have forgotten, but I remembered now. So there we go. We're
Ugh.
still at a good amount.
So in the end, it looks like Dinos take the clean 2-0 here. Vicious got to be feeling a little disappointed on that debut here, but when you have the deadly value of Dinos, uh, you really can't fault him for that. There's just no way
Yeah,
for him to get around those buffs.
it does. It happens. Like remember, it's a game where you're looking for kind of the optimal deck choice against your opponent's deck choice. And I would say, Dinos are a pretty hard deck to counter, all things considered. They're very, very versatile. Um,
Splashable in nearly any color combination as well, considering most of their tools
yeah,
come in that neutral faction.
yeah, it's definitely true.
Right. But, I mean, with that being said, here we have both players to get to after game number 2, so you want to get back to them and see how they're feeling?
Definitely.
Alright. Alright, folks, and we're back after game number 2. Asteroiy, the Dinos coming through again in game number 2. Talk to me about how you were feeling going up against the Warlock Crusader here, if you were worried about anything particular, or if you just kind of, if the
Um,
game went how you expected.
it's Warlock Crusader is interesting because, like we saw in that game, you really had the early game advantage,
Right.
but without Bolt, without Blue Firebolt or Witch Bolt, they can't capitalize on the tempo, and that's kind of what happened with this game. And additionally, like I had the Magmasaur, I had the Magmasaur. He didn't have enough early game removal, so I was able to kind of control the board from there on.
Yeah, we pretty much noted that. Well, really, the big shift in the game, excuse me, pretty much happened when that Magmasaur was left alive here. Um, and I mean, you just kind of carry that thing to victory here. The buffs from the Dino Nest and then the Dirty Swordsman T-Rex launch, something that again, much like the Mystic Rats, so many months ago when people overlooked it. The Swordsman T-Rex, a deadly combo. Is that one that kind of you find yourself frequently going back to in the deck, or is that just kind of an added bonus that you can afford to run with this Dino deck in general?
It's an added bonus that's also just really good.
Right.
You can have Armory down and it can be 10 to 15 damage. It's also turn 6 and turn 7, so it's on curve really well.
Yeah, kind of just the deadly play that if they don't have the hard removal for or some kind of way to mitigate that damage, it can just be a game ender right there.
Yeah.
Some deadly, deadly stuff indeed. But Beasley, you have anything for Asteroiy here, the set winner for tonight?
I would just like to say that that was a really good match. I did kind of feel for the T-Rex and the swordsman play. Like I've been in that situation before, but I've also been on the other side of the situation, so I guess it just nets out. It's always good to run a lot of burn and some mercs just to deal with big threats like that. But again, you can't really predict exactly what's going to happen. You can't make the cards come into your hand. So
Right.
it happened, and it's all right. It's the learning experience. You can learn from it and move on.
Right. And speaking of the other side of things, Vicious, unfortunately, not successful in your debut, but nothing to be ashamed of here. Talk to us about the choice, I guess, for the Warlock Crusader and what exactly you were intending to do with it against the dinos.
So the plan was to basically like rush him hard to not give him a chance to set up the dinos, but as you saw, I couldn't deal with the Magmasaur because
Right.
the blacksmith was blocking, and I didn't draw into any of my blue fire bolts.
Yeah, definitely a bit painful there. Now, was
Yeah.
it more of a Knight deck? We noticed that you were kind of holding Knights back. You were maybe setting up for Lumi. We predicted Rakanoth as well. Do you want to get into that, or would you like to maybe keep it a secret for
So
future casting conflicts?
the deck is basically like boosted knights with like a lot of inferno. So I run lava font. So the
Oh,
plan is usually to rush the base and just place the lava font, so they have more like
more
health
things
to
to worry
deal with.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Interesting.
you run? Do you run Luminaris in it?
yeah, I do.
Do you run Rakanoth in it?
No, no Rakana.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have enough
I'm
undead targets.
1 for 2, Beastly. 1 for 2.
Oh well. You know what? Dragon's Fire is where I'm at. All right. Rakanoth predictions aren't my department.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, on that note, Beastly, do you have anything for Vicious here before we close out this video?
I'm a little bit curious. Did you have a Dragon's Fire in your hand?
No, I don't run Dragon's Fire. Just a Flame
See, Red.
Sword.
See, I predicted that
No,
mentally.
you didn't.
All right, yeah, that's. I mean, again, I've been on the same side of things. Like when I debuted for Castle Conflicts, it was absolutely just. It wasn't a good time, but it was a good time because I learned a lot from it. So that's the main thing to take away. You just learn from it and you move on.
Right. Well
So
said.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well
it for
said.
me.
But with that being said, guys, we are going to throw it out to make future yourself to close out this video, as always. So again, congrats to Asteroiy, and again, great matches by both participants. But yeah, let's go ahead and throw it out to my future self. Alright folks, and with that being said, that of course is going to do it for this edition of Casting Conflicts. Let me know how you thought Vicious did in his debut by leaving your comments down in the comment section below. More down there. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe if you're new or haven't done so already. Best way that you can support the channel is by clicking the subscribe button. Of course, costs nothing extra to you. So with that being said, guys, that'll do it for me for now. So until next time, stay gaming.